I believe people often play Terraria too fast and don't spend their time on their worlds, and with the 1.4.5 update, I decided I want to spend an entire year on one world to really dive deep into everything it has to offer. So for the month of July, I am only allowed to defeat the mech bosses, otherwise I can make no other form of progression. Here's what happened.
I want to try a whole bunch of different ways to defeat the destroyer. I want to see like what ways we can cheese him and all that. I want to see the potential of all the different weapons. And part of that is going to be melee stuff that I've never done before. So I really need to build out my melee set.
These are the weapons I want to try against the destroyer, some of which I already know are pretty good, and some I have no idea. And yes, one of them is a ranged weapon, the barrel launcher. I've heard people say that it's a good weapon for a destroyer, so I'll be checking it out. Now with the melee weapons, for some of them to really shine, I think I'm going to want to build out a melee speed build, and since you can stack a bunch of gloves, we can really increase that number. The only issue is that I'm not sure if I can get the flesh knuckles, which would let me make the berserker glove for even more melee speed, plus the defensive bonus.
Can you shimmer biomimic stuff into its alternative?
I tried shimmering my clinger staff to see if I'd get the life drain, but nothing happened. But then I was informed that the putrid scent uniquely does transform into the flesh knuckles. We'll farm souls a night in a second, but I spent some time reforging my various accessories to be violent for the 4% melee speed bonus. I haven't even maximized the melee speed I can have, and already there's some funny things going on.
But flails, when you speed these things up, this is crazy how fast they are.
I'm also wearing monk armor, or at least the head piece, which gives a 20% bonus to melee speed. The only thing we need now are those flesh knuckles, or apparently a putrid scent to convert into flesh knuckles. So we'll start farming for souls at night to make keys of night, and maybe encounter some naturally spawned biomimics while we're at it.
There's one. Wait, Crimson Mimic? Wait, what? I thought for sure you couldn't get them. Hey, let's go! Let's go! I can get that life drain.
I don't know why, but I was totally convinced you could not get Crimson Mimics on a corrupt world, no matter what you did, without some sort of special seed. I don't know why it didn't occur to me that they could spawn in a naturally made biome, but I just assumed I'd still only get corrupt mimics. I don't know how long this has been a thing, but I absolutely love it. Doesn't completely lock worlds out of the alternate world evil drops, but it also requires some real work to get them.
And we got the tendon hook. Thanks for that.
It's too bad though, because the only open area here is a corrupt biome, and so I only really got corrupt biome mimics. That crimson one earlier was the only one I saw this week as I farmed, but I guess the life drain is the only thing I want from the crimson mimics, and if we can shimmer the putrid scent, then we'll be fine with only corrupt mimics. We farmed for a solid half hour and got loads of souls and knights and a single putrid scent to work with.
Does this actually shimmer into the flesh? Oh my goodness, it actually does. Hot dog, let's go. That is actually game changing right there.
Now we can craft the Berserker's glove. Lovely. I was able to make 4 keys though, so we'll farm the mimics for whatever they drop, which was a chain guillotine, a putrid scent, and then
another putrid scent. Thank you muchly. Another putrid scent. Dude, what is my luck? What the heck?
With that glove we made though, our melee speed build is basically done, except for one thing. I wanted to see if there are any chest or leg armor pieces that also buff melee speed.
Oh, right. We need to break demon altars. Oh my goodness, I've gotten so used to just not having access to those. Where's my bone hammer?
6 months in, and at last, I can break demon altars on my world. It's a good thing I did this too, because I noticed something kind of important.
Is it just me, or should this not be corrupt? Darn it, I guess I missed something.
Not sure what I could have missed. I thought I was so thorough when purifying this thing. And you know what? It's night, and this is not what I was planning on doing, but the clinger staff pierces infinitely, and it only recently occurred to me that this fact could be used to great effect to cheese the destroyer's coil.
Put it on the coil, it pierces infinitely. Unfortunately, the coil decided to move You jerk.
I'm sure it would have done a lot better if the coil had parked itself somewhere the Klinger staff could actually reach. Just trust me on that, because I don't feel like testing it again. I'm more interested in the melee test that I'm prepping, which has started to make me wish there was even more loadout slots, because now I'm putting my melee and mining builds onto the same loadouts to make things a little bit easier. And of course, we need to start collecting the new ores in the world so we can see if any of them give melee speed bonuses, and I figured I might as well mine in an area I've never been to in the hopes that I might stumble upon another huge dragon egg.
Oh, hold on. Corruption is escape containment. How did that happen? Did more vines spread it?
I wanted to keep a sharper eye out for this, and I replaced a few of those blocks with clay to prevent vines from potentially spreading the corruption again. So I started mining for hard mode ores once again and searching for the dragon egg, but there was no egg here or there or over there. It was just nowhere to be found. Nowhere at all. But I did get the ores I needed and collected a bunch of strange plants as well. Apparently there are 10 or so chilla eggs on a large world, and I've explored all of this and only found one.
Does chilla just not exist? Is there only one chillet on this world?
I searched for a while longer, but still couldn't find the egg anywhere.
There's no way there's 10 or 12 chillet eggs in a large world. There's no way. I have searched this much of the world, and I haven't come across a chillet egg.
I did at least get some cool new dyes.
Gold bin! Ho! I took all my YouTube dollars and made it into my vanity.
We'll give up on the search for now and finally see what armors could give us more melee speed.
Molten Greaves give you melee speed. Only 7%, but you better believe we're going for it. Oh, 10% increased melee speed. Okay, we'll do that instead of the molten. That'll be better.
I didn't see any chest plates that increase melee speed, so I made the frost armor chest piece as well because it gives a higher defensive and offensive bonus than the titanium chest plate. And since I'm mixing and matching my armor, set bonuses are irrelevant. Now let's finally test some weapons. First, the Brand of Inferno, which I have high hopes for because the parry should allow me to safely attack the coil for a little bit, only for me to somehow miss the parry and then discover the damage is insignificant.
Okay, but I'm so low on health already. Well, that didn't work out very well, now did it?
I have to imagine the sword would perform better against single targets maybe when using the parry effectively, and considering that you can just about spam the parry, I'm certain more testing with this will reap the results I'm looking for, just not against Destroyer. Now to test the Sleepy Octopod, a weapon I concluded last month is completely useless.
And over and headshot. Oh wait, hold up. That was actually really good damage.
Here's the thing though. I didn't realize
it is definitely not affected by melee speed. So, okay, here's the thing. I still shredded almost half of its health very quickly. So it is a very good destroyer shredder. You mostly just need to make sure you have a very defensive build.
So that's what I worked on next, building out a base tank melee build to better make use of the Octopod. Assuming you have perfectly optimal conditions, this is what you can do with this weapon in Master Mode.
There we go. Okay, and gone. Let's go! There we go. Sleepy Octopod actually doing something good, something useful.
I'm not sure I've actually ever seen an on-tier melee weapon defeat Destroyer that fast before. And if I were to build out Menacing or Lucky instead of Warding, then I could have potentially killed it much faster, assuming I survived hugging the coil. I'm not sure anyone needs to go out of the way for a Destroyer Shredder like this, but it is at least a decent niche use. As for the Ghastly Glaive, I can't praise it nearly as much, at least not as a Destroyer Shredder. I tried the Blade Tongue with max melee speed as well, and it's nothing special at all. Also, if you're wondering, I didn't bother testing the Flints because I think most people already know it's good against Destroyer, and melee speed doesn't make it any faster, so there's nothing really to test here. A weapon I also know is good, the Drippler Crippler, I'm still going to test though because I'm not sure exactly how good it is, and it's been a long time since I obtained this weapon. This is what I got it for.
Oh yeah, buddy. That's satisfying. And it can even take care of the probes pretty well. Survive! Survive! Don't switch! Don't switch! Just survive! Dude, this is a full melee speed build, and we're still face tanking in Master Mode. I cannot believe that actually kind of worked. I wonder if the Dao Pow has any kind of special ability that would make it uniquely suited for this. Woo! We still got it!
Melee actually never defeats bosses after death. That's fun. The Dao Pow I don't think is particularly better or worse apart from the fact it doesn't shoot a projectile, and when I tested it, I accidentally got hit by the head right at the start. Probably would have finished the boss off before the coil was gone if I hadn't. I had high hopes for the Mushroom Spear, but it was quite disappointing.
Only thing it's really got going for is I can go through, you know, walls. So it looks like it's more of a utility weapon than an effective one.
The only weapon left to test is the barrel launcher, which means I need to make a ranger build now, which will serve alongside my fishing loadouts. It was hard to decide what accessories to use though, because ranger has the emblem and then quivers at this phase of the game. Those are the only accessories, and almost all of them only buff arrows. So there isn't a lot I can do to increase the barrel launcher's damage other than reforge accessories to menacing.
No Socrates is going on about this being great. Oh, holy smokes. Okay. Ho, 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 ho. Oh, this thing is really good against Destroyer. Until the probes get in the way.
The flails did more damage though. I'm not sure that matters. It's still a fantastic coil shredder, although its slower projectile speed and fire rate has me scratching my head as to what else this weapon could be good for. Maybe it can surprise me against Plantera, but overall it seems best suited to deal with crowds, and at this phase, there aren't a whole lot of those to deal with. Maybe it'd work great against the Old One's army, so I mean, it does definitely have its uses, which is cool to see. I haven't thought of any fun things to do against Prime, so we'll take him down normally to conquer the last of the 3 mechs, which opens the door for a few more things. But for the rest of the week, I decided to mine for the huge dragon egg.
Oh, hello, Enchanted Sword Shrine. I don't know if I have it. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh, wow, okay.
This definitely helped a lot with finding the egg fast. Even so, I still feel like I had to search way too much of my world to find one.
Oh, huge dragon egg nearby. Oh, finally. Where is it? There it is. Finally. Woohoo! That took so long, and all of that searching for what? So I could do, where'd the dragon egg go? Oh, it's in here. So I could do this. At long last, it's complete! Yay! Also, fun fact, so this is a phase blade on the left here and a phase saber on the right. Apparently, phase sabers are like a couple pixels longer. Good to know.
I still had a bit of time left, and all this exploring has me thinking about something that'd just be nice to do.
I've actually filled out a lot of the map. Now I kind of just want to go across the whole world and just fill out all of these dark areas. Just, I don't know, to make the map look nicer.
To make that easier, I farmed the pirates for a black spot flying mount, and from there I spent the last of my time doing nothing but flying around in the sky and filling out most of my map. This month, my mind started off preoccupied with a little question I asked myself before playing. What I am hoping to accomplish is setting up teleporters halfway down the shimmer that will activate if I am hit with the shimmer debuff and teleport me out of the liquid. It occurred to me that this could be a real interesting way to turn the shimmer into a sort of random teleportation center, as you could wire up teleporters to go to various locations depending on where you jumped in. While setting things up though, I accidentally shimmered the demolitionist.
Mr. Mighty Man, get back over here. I need to teleport you back. What? Huh? Excuse me? What just happened? No, get back here. Get back. I'm trying to shimmer you.
Now, as I was getting closer to the setup I wanted, I accidentally went too close to the teleporter and teleported an archer into the shimmer. It's only now while editing the video that this event potentially explains a lot of the issues I'll be having for the next hour. See, the idea is that the logic sensor will activate a timer that will activate the teleporter, which will bring me out of the shimmer the moment I'm close enough for it to work. But what just happened might be the reason for my upcoming headache.
Why? Why is the chromatic cloak not working? Bro, what is this?
And no, I am not even pressing the down key when this happens. I'm going to oversimplify a bunch of the testing I did, but when I used a timer with this setup, I was able to successfully teleport out. But then there's this obvious problem that the timer will go off a second time and teleport me right back. And a longer timer won't work because the idea is that I'm shimmered and falling, and so a longer time wouldn't catch me in time. So I need to set up a timer that will shut itself off after activating once, which is something I have done in earlier months, but what I forgot is that I'm now using a logic sensor that activates not only when I enter its hitbox, or whatever you want to call it, but also when you leave the hitbox. This fact might just make it impossible to accomplish what I want to, but also I can't have teleporters mid-shimmer without platforms, but I guess if I can get it to teleport me properly, then that won't matter. One solution could be to place a teleporter on the bottom of the shimmer, but I was hoping to not do that because then I'd either need to leave gaps or have to flatten the bottom. This whole experimentation revalidated a desire I have had before for a sensor that activates when you enter it, but not when you leave it. The logic sensor is great for things like my actuated door, but awful for anything else because activating when you leave as well ruins a lot of ideas I've had for hands-off contraptions. I took the testing out of the shimmer and became randomly curious if teleporters would affect bosses and you could just teleport a boss to the other side of the world, but unfortunately the developers thought of that and apparently made them immune.
Aw, bosses are immune to teleporters. That's so sad. Man, I was really hopeful there.
Even with that disappointment, I found that I had accidentally made a one-way teleporter.
I can activate and teleport things to me, but not away. This could be kind of like fun for creating puzzle rooms or something in Terraria, you know, like two-person puzzle game, and then, you know, one person teleports their friend over, but there's no way back.
It's been a really long time trying to figure it out, but really haven't got the foggiest clue as to why this teleporter doesn't work. My only guess currently is that I'm activating the teleporter twice at the same time, and thus it doesn't turn on at all. And if that's the case, I do wonder if there's something else I could do with this thing. Like, what if I were to make it so there's 3 things activating at the same time? Would that make it activate? But for today, I think we'll just leave it as it is, and if we return to it, maybe I can figure out the shimmer contraption I wanted to make. We're going to step away from the teleporter though, because the Charlie Merchant has arrived once again.
Oh my goodness! He actually has them! Oh, we're buying so many.
At this point, I'm pretty sure it's been months in the making. Somehow, for all this time, the Charlie Merchant hasn't sold shingles once until now, and so I can finally finish my castle at spawn. I thought I'd just be copying and pasting the design of the few roofs that I had finished, but hadn't really thought about how this central one is a whole lot bigger, and so needed some redesigning. And then the outermost towers were more spiky, and at this point I didn't want to flatten them like the other towers, and decided to instead make a slight variation to the roof for them that fit better.
Oh dude, I'm so happy with how good this looks on the map. I'm so happy about it.
Once the roof is added to the leftmost tower, I could finally say my castle, my home, was complete.
Look at that. Look at it. It's finished. Yay!
I didn't do it last week, so it's time to do it now. Mine, Chlorophyte. And you know, probably the nicest thing about these year-long runs is that it puts a lot of time between mechs and Plantera, so bulbs can spawn plentifully, and this time there will be 2 months between one mech and Plantera, leaving all kinds of life fruit lying around.
Wow, is there a lot of life fruit? A lot of space we can check out here, because our jungle is so thoroughly explored.
My shenanigans with Queen Bee in pre-hard mode also left straight horizontal paths all over the place. It's like an ant farm in my jungle, and although not the intention, it works as a great life fruit and bulb farm. The resulting life fruit was enough for me to reach full health and have 120 of the new jungle juice item. I made the Chlorophyte Extractinator, though I don't see myself really using it, and other than the armor, the only other thing I really want to craft with Chlorophyte is the Venom Staff, but apparently I never did get a Poison Staff. But you see this thoroughly explored map? That spider cave there is the biggest one I've found. This is it, in all its glory. The biggest and only one of 2 that I've come across. Yes, I could make more dangerous spider walls to make this thing bigger, but I don't need to. I still have about half of the time for the week left, but what I ended up doing with it was farming the mechs a whole lot because I still need all of their trophies and pets and such, and because they were being really uncooperative, I ended up spending a lot of that time farming for souls of light and knights I needed to craft their summons. While farming the souls of knights, I figured that trying to extend the crimson a little bit, or else replacing Ebonstone with Crimtane, might allow for more crimson mimics to spawn so I could get the life train. None of it seemed to make any difference, it was kind of random, even so I did get another crimson mimic and don't really need the life train, but it'd be fun to collect and use to shred the destroyer even better than I can right now with the Tome of Infinite Wisdom, which is something I could still benefit from because the destroyer still hasn't dropped his trophy.
Oh, but we got another dev set. There we go. We're kind of casually farming the dev sets on accident here.
In the middle of all this, I randomly remembered the Dead Cells Vanity set the Big Iron Boulder update added, called the Beheaded, which has the weirdest crafting recipe. It needed ancient cloth and tattered cloth for the trousers, ancient cloth and a shackle for the cuirass, I guess it's called. The ancient cloth, though, are apparently not a part of the recipe for the headset.
It's nice that they added, some things to the hard mode desert to farm for, but also, like, why? It's just a vanity. Does anyone care that much about the vanity to go this out of the way for it?
I ended up giving the guide a bunch of things, trying to find something that happened to be in the headpiece crafting tree, and found it with Souls of Night.
Okay, there it is. Need a shadow candle? What kind of wonky recipe is this? And it's at a demon altar. Okay, it is a neat vanity set. It is very, very cool. Oh, what the heck? Is it supposed to do that? It's going across my beard. Why? Why does my beard go underneath this random scarf piece? That's weird.
During a sandstorm, I collected more forbidden fragments so I can make more of the cool blocks I need for the museum I started working on, and for some reason these 4 shark kites are not flying in the air during a sandstorm. I can't really explain that.
Looks like they're dancing. You got the dancing sharks.
The whole rest of the week was continuing to farm mech bosses, but I only got the pets for the twins and destroyer, the trophy for retinazer, and the master destroyer, so there's still plenty of farming to do yet.
I still need to fill out the sky.
After having forgot to do this, it's at last done.
There we go. Look at that. Nice, beautiful blue skies. That's pretty.
The first thing I really want to do this week is some experimenting with cannons. I haven't actually set up an ocean pylon yet either, and cannons cost a pretty penny to purchase, so I'm setting this up to move the pirate in here where I should get some cheaper prices.
Wait, how much is a cannon? 20 gold. The stupid parrot is almost 3 platinum.
As of 1 for 5, cannons will deal damage to enemies when you wire them up, which has me asking the very obvious question. If you buy a bunch of cannons and attach a timer to them, will you be able to create an unstoppable wall of cannons?
They made it so you can't actually cheese because they won't. Well, maybe I just need different timers.
What I found was that after wiring these 3 is that it fired them from left to right in a consistent pattern. So I tried adding another timer that was wired to the last cannon while the first one remained on the other 2. What I found was that even with the setup, they still fired in the exact same sequence. Even after turning the second timer off several times to try and change the timing of things, they always went off in the same order with the same length of pause in between.
I think they might have made it so that way the cannons, no matter how they're hooked up, only one can fire every so often. That might mean that I wasted a lot of money on these cannons. I don't know if the bunny cannon can also be wired to shoot. Okay, let's try adding another cannon here. See if the bunny one works. Oh, it does work.
What I didn't expect was that it didn't fire for a very long time after this. The other 3 cannons continued firing in sequence, and all 3 of them fired several more times before the bunny cannon was finally activated again.
Oh, it fired again. Oh, is it cool? Is its cooldown just that long? Also, renewable explosive bunny resource. Oh, or not. Relogic, let me place switches on platforms, please. Okay, if we hook up a lot more cannons, let's see what happens. I hate when the devs actually thought things through. So lame.
After wiring all the cannons to a single wire and timer, I activated it, and weirdly enough, only 2 cannons ever fired. Many of them moved, while others didn't, and I have no idea why this is the case, nor do I have any idea as to why only 2 of the cannons were being fired when I got 3 of them to work on a single timer earlier. Ultimately, though, we can conclude that there isn't much tech you can actually get out of this. At best, you can wire a single cannon to a timer to potentially give yourself a little extra damage against bosses and events, but that's about it. Also, bunny cannons have a much longer cooldown before you can activate them a second time, so you should probably just stick with normal cannons.
But what I am curious about is how fast I can fire a cannon with maximum melee speed.
I assume this is a 145 change, because apparently to fire a cannon, you gotta wave a torch in front of it, which means melee speed is going to do a whole lot of nothing, as melee speed doesn't change how fast you can place torches. This is also my builder loadout, so not even additional building speed increases the rate of fire a cannon can have. And it also must have been a change I missed that cannonballs no longer function as ammunition for these.
Oh, not for use with cannon? Oh. So cannonballs are literally just for decoration now.
As I considered what to do next and checked out some of the other wiring things, I noticed something weird.
Why is there money on the top of my screen? What is that? Let's go get some money. What? I'm really curious. Oh, Oh, you led me into a wyvern. It was a trap. It was a trap, I say. Oh my goodness. There was never any money, just a wyvern trying to assassinate me. Rude.
For the rest of the week, I'm leaning towards doing some building, maybe even for most of the rest of the month, because there's still projects that need doing and beautifying to be done. It started by adding more detailing to my museum, but then a natural solar eclipse happened and they are making it quite difficult to build.
I just wanted to build, game. That's all I wanted.
We can actually take advantage of this eclipse though, because I remembered that next month I'll be able to open the biome chest, and I've only collected a corrupt key thus far. It'd be so cool to get all the biome chests, so I figured I'd farm the eclipse in the hollow to see if I can get a key. I can also collect some of the moonstones, celestial shells, paintings, and other things that there are to collect, but ultimately I didn't get the key. So I returned to the museum, where I really wanted to break up the straight lines a bit, and so added these little arches. I also replaced the cloud lamps with hollowed ones that fit the vibe a whole lot better. Then I lined the columns with gray brick wall, which I think helps add a bit more depth to the build. It's a really cool start, but the problem is that the first floor I prioritized looks so much that I didn't really consider how I was going to display anything in it. I'm placing these mannequins in here and started placing armor on them, but I think I'm going to end up moving them elsewhere and finding some other use for this first place. Maybe it's just an entrance, I don't know, but the rest of the build will need to keep in mind the whole display part of the museum.
Another blood moon. Really? I guess this is just the week of events pestering me.
This time, I farmed at the meeting between the Hollow and Tundra to farm for both biome keys at the same time. But even with a battle potion water candle during a blood moon, I didn't seem to get very many enemies. Even if not though, I did walk away with a frozen key.
Oh wait, I got a frozen key. I didn't even know. Hey, we got one. Let's go. We got 2 biome keys now. Hot dog.
If I'm going to do biome key farming, then it'd be smart to get some luck potions to hopefully reduce the grind. The issue is that I need to fish in the desert for oysters, and the only one I have has no water and is very much corrupted.
I have no other real piles of sand. I guess I have this. I don't know. I don't think that'll count as desert. Oh, okay, this does work.
I like how this area looks and don't want to do any terraforming to create a lake, so instead I'm going to actuate the pillars for this build and fill in that space with water. And from there, we fish. We want a bunch of pink pearls, one at the very least to shimmer into a galaxy pearl. But here's the thing, they have a 2.5% chance of dropping from oysters, and I think I once cracked open 1,000 oysters and got like 3 pink pearls.
I am going to fish 100 oysters. That's what I'm going to do. We're going for 100, and we're going to see what we get. Here's a question, though. Luck potions, you get more luck, not based on which potion you drink, but the duration of the potion. So if you are using the flask, the alchemy flask that increases the duration of potions, do you only need the like medium tier luck potion to get greater luck, even if not for nearly as long?
I am absolutely going to test that, and we'll skip the next half hour I spent fishing for 106 oysters, but we're not going to skip cracking them open like little loot boxes.
There goes 10 oysters, 20 oysters, 30 oysters, 40 oysters, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Oh, we got one! We got one! 106 oysters! And we got 1 pink pearl. Oh my goodness. Oh, I need ladybugs. I don't think I've been catching ladybugs. Oh, a pink phase blade. Now that's tempting. All right, we'll get our galaxy pearl. It's nice.
I'm gonna have to keep a sharp eye out for ladybugs from now on. I've been absolutely ignoring those, and I guess ladybugs tend to spawn near NPC housing, so we're gonna work on further beautifying spawn while we wait for ladybugs to appear, starting with making an actual greenhouse for my garden, though I got distracted by the barnacle staff sentry moving up when I placed blocks close to the bottom of it.
Oh. Well, that's fun. Wait. That's actually kind of cool. I guess you need at least 2 blocks, and you can just keep moving the sentry upwards. I don't know how this would be helpful in any way, but I just think it's funny. You can move the sentry like that. What?
I want to go for a bit of a farm look for the greenhouse, and so I started with yellow stucco blocks on top of the glass, and this was probably a more bold choice, but I did platinum bricks on top, painted with a deep yellow. The yellow, I think, plays into the farm look a little more, and the platinum bricks create a neat texture. We'll fill in the outline with glass wall as a placeholder and then place Ebonwood wall painted brown to mimic pillars. We then flatten the ground and place boreal wood painted brown as the floor.
And I mean, this is an okay look. Very okay.
Thinking it looked too different from the castle, I added these gray brick pillars on the sides to tie the two together. Then I added this decorative thing with fences. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but I think it works. I then placed planked walls beneath the planter boxes to kind of look like support beams and to add a little texture to the build. The only issue now is this open area up top. I need to find something to do with it.
Why is roasted duck? Why does that appear when I type in wall? What? What the heck?
My initial idea was to add these chains with Ethereum blocks on the end, where I found that I might have accidentally made an infinite Ethereum block setup where the shimmer is just thick enough to make blocks but shallow enough that none of it seems to disappear. So that's helpful if I want to use Ethereum blocks later. I painted the Ethereum blocks yellow, and this is what it looks like.
Yeah, I don't think that works.
I'm much more proud of what I did instead. Using crates, hay, and various wood walls painted brown, I created this storage loft sort of area that's suspended on a platform held up by chains. It might not be perfect, but I think it looks pretty good.
Now what we should do is like decorate the ground between.
What can really elevate a build from good to great are these little touches that make them feel like a part of the environment or a larger build. So to bring these two together, I added actuated pillars with some dynasty shingles on top, some walls running in between with platforms on the bottom, and then to make it more festive looking, I added a bunch of banners of various colors and Gothic lanterns. As a finishing touch, I added more actuated gray brick to the top of the wall parts, which I think makes the transition build feel more sturdy. With the rest of the week, I had another solar eclipse, which I farmed for a key again with no success, and started adding another layer to the Old One's Army arena. Maybe I'll complete that build as well, but I didn't get very far before time ran out.
I really want to get the museum built out and like actually have stuff starting to fill this place.
It's a relatively straightforward task, but it's going to be one that will take a whole lot more time than I had anticipated. Started out, I wanted to do something simple, craft all the armors up until this point in the game and put them into the next layer of the museum. But even with all the time I've spent on this world and all the mining I've done, I don't have enough ore to craft nearly all the ones I will need. I started out by crafting all the wood armors, which is pretty easy and straightforward. We've got cactus and pumpkin armor, and next will be the ore armors.
An ice golem in the museum? Hold on, we should lock him in here and make sure he never leaves. Here, have some money. Yes. Now he won't leave. I don't have any. Oh, here's some blocks. Ouch. No, don't die. I'm trying to collect the golem. No, it's not gonna work. Oh, wait, actually I needed a frost core now that I think about it.
I hope you can appreciate just how much wood this is going to cost me to display all these armors and later all the vanities, or at least all the ones I managed to collect. Now for the ore armors, of course, this world only spawned in with 3 of the 6 pre-hard mode and hard mode ores, but there are methods that you can use to make it much easier to get the alternative ones that aren't in this world. The pre-hard mode armors in particular are going to be easier to craft because of any of the extra higher tier stuff I can just shimmer down into them. We also can't forget the special armors like Gladiator, and I can't forget about the ancient armors, but I'm only really prioritizing the full ancient armor sets, not just the helmets like ancient gold or iron.
I think those ones we'll instead put in the vanity area because it's just a helmet. I don't think it's quite the same.
Before I get carried away though and start adding more armors, I checked the wiki in case there are a few I was not thinking of. After all, moving all of these armors off the mannequins would be annoying and time-consuming.
Raincoat is considered an armor? And the snow okay. Since when did these have defense values? How long has that been a thing? And then you can also get a pink snow set. What?
For the pink snow armor and some vanities, I'm going to need to buy threads from the Clothes of the Year. I always forget that these are items in the game that actually, exist, and if you were to show me them at any random time, I would probably assume that they are modded items. I'm also going to need to slay the brain another time to craft crimson armor for display. This basically completes the pre-hard mode armors for display, apart from the mining and fishing set, which I hardly consider armor at all. I also apparently have not been keeping the raincoats that have been dropping from zombies during the run. I started adding the hard mode armors, going in order of melee, mage, ranger, summoner, when there is a summoner armor. After using all of the ore I had available without shimmering, I only had this much of the display filled out. Although I did fight the destroyer so many times while testing boasting that I was able to make all 8 hollowed armor sets with bars to spare. We'll need to go mining in a moment here for the rest of the armors, but there's a blizzard, so we grabbed the last frost core I need for frost armor.
Now we need to do an absurd amount of mining.
I'm still blown away by just how fast you can mine in vanilla Terraria if you make a proper mining build. This is usually how fast you would mine with quality of life mods.
Behold, I'm the Underminer.
Mining for these ores is also a great opportunity to explore areas of the world that have remained untouched.
We found a bigger spider cave. Oh my goodness, at long last. There's like actual, you know, caviness in here. And another spider cave. Okay, I guess we now know where all the spider caves have been hiding.
All the mining will start filling up some of the space.
There's just so much stuff here. Like, look at all the valuables.
And if you were wondering, I did use the Chlorified Extractinator a bit for extra ores, but even with a few thousand silt and such, it doesn't give me nearly as much as I would need, and with how fast I can mine, I might as well just do that. It also doesn't give us any Chlorophyte, ironically enough, and I'm going to need a lot of that. There's 4 Chlorophyte armor sets, 2 Spectre ones, 3 Glowing Mushroom ones, Turtle armor, and Beetle armor. I'm going to need so much Chlorophyte, and it's simply not as plentiful. When all was said and done, this is all the armors that I am currently capable of crafting, all set up for display, except for the Chlorophyte armor I am currently wearing. Now we just need to extend the arena in this area because we don't want to lose the aesthetic even while displaying all this stuff, and to brighten the area, I'm using these diamond gemspark walls beneath the platforms, which with these materials make them look like LED strips to me. On the other side of the armors is where I'm going to place all the vanities, and this is where I'm going to have my work cut out for me because there's a stupid amount of vanity in this game.
I think some of these we should just put together vanity sets rather than having somewhere it's like it's just a shirt, just a hat. Kind of put some of them together. Like that kind of works, almost like a Luffy.
I also learned there are a whopping 21 dev sets to collect, which works pretty well for this build as there are 21 mannequins in a row, so we can fill this whole row with just dev sets, assuming we can manage to collect them all.
Garland on that swimsuit? Yeah, that makes sense to me. And then let's put the video TV on this one.
Here I felt like I'd collected quite a few vanities, but now I'm not as sure, and I have no idea where I'm going to find all of them or even how many there are. The clothier sells a lot more than I thought he did in a graveyard, so that gives us several more to add. There's also another vanity set you need ancient cloth to make, and this also doubles as farming for Lamia vanity stuff and the desert key. We got the cloth and most of the Lamia stuff, but no key unfortunately. But that alongside crafting green thread from jungle grass seeds for a couple of other vanity sets is all I was able to accomplish before time ran out for the week. This week, I have a very simple goal, to finish collecting the biome keys before next month, where we'll be able to fight Plantera. To make this farming easier, I sprayed the hollow all over the desert since I need a hollowed and desert key right now. Now we can farm both at the same time. I also opened up the area a bit to help encourage more enemies spawns, but it feels like after I placed these platforms that somehow the spawn rates actually decreased. I tried farming in the surface too during a sandstorm because more forbidden fragments would be very nice, but nothing was spawning, and it's only now that I realize it's probably because the nurse is right there, dropping my spawn rates. Now, I still haven't found ladybugs to make luck potions, but I have clovers in my inventory, a gnome, and of course torch luck to hopefully make things easier. It would just be nice if I could see what difference it was all making.
Is there anything that indicates that you have that luck or how much it does or anything like that? I don't think there is. I guess we'll throw a platinum in the shimmer pool before coming back here and hope the luck really increases.
So I throw the platinum in, but I generally never throw money in the shimmer because I have no clue how long it lasts or how much of a boost it actually is. I found out there's this whole formula where certain coins give you different amounts of time on this thing called the coin luck counter, and every tick that counter goes down, and depending on how much you have remaining, you get differing luck bonuses. Why does it have to be this complicated with no buff signaling how long it lasts or how much it's buffed?
Lucky Clover plus Lucky Horseshoe at a workbench. Or Tinkerer's workbench. That sounds like a great recipe for a luck finder or luck indicator or something luck.
And yes, I'm aware that the wizard kind of tells you how much luck you have, but it's not an exact number, and since luck bonuses wear off over time, I don't want to have to waste time checking what kind of luck I have by chatting to the wizard.
Hey, hollowed key! All right, we got one!
Before we continue to farm the desert key, I want you to see this hole and see what has happened to it now.
Oh, what the heck? Dude! What? How long has an antlion been down here?
Initially, I kept farming the same as I had before, but then I figured I'd corrupt the area as that would increase spawn rates slightly, and so in total, I ended up farming for about an hour and a half for both the hollowed and desert keys, with some miscellaneous other tasks and farming done in between, and that would maybe shave off some more time.
Oh, desert key, let's go, we got it!
But I only mention this because farming for the jungle key is going to be a whole different story. I went into farming the jungle key with high hopes after getting the other two keys after not too terribly long. Issue with the jungle though is that the stupid skeleton merchant keeps showing up for whatever reason, and I couldn't be bothered to make a shadow candle, and I could have sworn I had a fly meal earlier, but I have no idea where it ran off to. I burned a lot of platinum coins trying to boost my luck while farming, but with the coin ring, I actually make more money than I'm losing here, so it works out. I've also been checking the surface periodically to see if any of the critters we need will decide to show up.
But ladybugs simply won't spawn.
I'm also really hitting my collector phase of this run, and so gotta make sure I stop by the traveling merchant who finally sells my favorite pet.
Bamboo leaf! I haven't got, oh, Gatligator.
I also just need to emphasize just how often the skeleton merchant is spawning. Like, he will not stop appearing to bring my spawn rates down. I took him out of the arena right here, and not 2 minutes later, he's back.
Oh my god, dude, stop. The stupid skeleton merchant will not stop spawning. Oh my goodness.
And there he is again. I'm not even showing you like a quarter of the times he's appearing either, but it got out of hand.
You, get out of here, die. I don't want to make a shadow candle just so I can keep complaining about it. I'm not lazy to craft flame meal. I want the flame meal. It's just there aren't any stink bugs. Oh my goodness. I can't get rid of it, man. I can't.
At the very least, this is when I got what I needed.
Stink bugs. Okay, we got one of the things we want.
I still don't know what happened to my bug net. I seem to be losing things on this world, so I need to buy a new one to catch the stink bugs. And when I did auto deposit to remove some of the stuff from my inventory, mostly money, I noticed that the stink bugs were also being sorted.
Whoa, stink bugs. They got deposited in here. This is where my stink bugs were hiding. Oh my! I have ladybugs in here too. Are you kidding me? I had them all along. Why did I put them in fishy? What was I doing? Oh my goodness.
Now that I'm making a fly meal by the honey, I am convinced I've made one of these before. I just don't know where it ran off to. But there's an even bigger question I have right now.
Why haven't I been able to make luck potions then? If I had ladybugs this entire time, why wasn't I able to make this? Hold up, I've been robbed.
I have no idea what is going on here, or why these didn't show up before. Literally nothing changed, but whatever, fine. We got what we need and have some good luck potions. And with the alchemy flask buff, it does go to 12 minutes instead of 10, which should mean I have the maximum amount of potion luck for 2 minutes, so that's neat. The fly meal saw some really quick use.
Stop showing up!
And I mean, with how much stuff I'm collecting, it's actually kind of nice for him to occasionally come by so I could free up my inventory.
Now we can kill him. Now that we've sold stuff to, why can't we just kill him and steal his money? If he had the money to buy the stuff, why not just let us kill him for all the money he's got on hand?
Long story short, I farmed 2 hours for a jungle key, half of that time using luck potions for even more luck than I had while farming for the hollowed and desert keys, and I didn't get it. So we'll just end this month with a song, and at the end screen, you should really watch the One Year One World playlist and catch up on everything I've been up to.
Where, oh, where is my jungle key? Where, oh, where could it be? I could really use it now. I thought I would be done almost an hour ago, but I'm still here farming for jungle key. Maybe this was a mistake, for it's 1, 2, 10 platinum are gone because I'm still farming. My wife is probably wondering what the heck is going on right now.